So as you can see, I'm here joined by United manager Gary Johnson, fresh from winning the Vanarama National League Manager of the Week award. Gaff, it's always nice to receive any accolade, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I didn't know there was a Manager of the Week, but yeah, always nice that somebody, I presume it's somebody outside the club or outside my family. Yeah, it's nice. Is that for the Wrexham game, is it? Well, it was to be fair, it was one of the good results as people would look at. Certainly teams above Wrexham would have looked at that result and went, well, great result for them as well. But more importantly, it was a great result for us. And we brought Wrexham back a little bit to us because they're one of the teams that we've got to try and catch. And yeah, it was. It's nice. And is there a Manager of the Day or something? Will it become Manager of the Day and Manager of the last 5 minutes? No, but it was good. Was it a company that sponsored
Vanarama? Yeah.
Vanarama. So all respect that they've recognised our game from outside of our close community.
You said about the importance of trying to reel these teams in, and obviously Wrexham were one of those. What pleased you most about the victory? I think the tactics that came off for us. They've got some strong players, very strong players, and we knew we had to go toe to toe with them, and we did that. We got a lot of tackles in, we got a lot of interceptions. We just looked solid. They've got players that can produce good shots. Big lad up front that we had to deal with, and we just dealt with everything that they had, and obviously got our goal, which was a set piece in itself, which would disappoint them, I suppose, because they pride themselves on getting the ball up there to their big fella and running off that and their own set plays, and we picked up, we won the game on a set play, so that's always nice. But and they're a decent team, so we know that we've beaten another decent team, if you like, and the 3 points are obviously massive for us. Supporters were great, so there's a few pleasurable bits rather than just the 3 points. Yeah, tactics, supporters, and the way the players adapted to what they had to do. Because that must be very pleasing, Gaffer, knowing that having rejigged things and all of that, it's not reinventing the wheel for the players. They're able to adapt to those and put in a performance like that and win games in different ways.
That's right, and that's very important. Excuse me, that the players are adaptable like that, because every team has a different strength and a different weakness, and sometimes you have to work on that. We had a good week's work on Wrexham, and we've had a good week's work on Dover, and then if it comes off because your players have responded to it and were good enough to take it on board and retain the information over the week, then they get that reward, and that's exactly what happens.
As we start to look towards the weekend's game at Dover, earlier on in the season you were saying that perhaps some of the players didn't seem to believe in themselves maybe as much as you did. Now it's almost as if your job doesn't get any easier because you don't want them to get overconfident and complacent going against a team that's fighting at the other end of the table.
That's right. I think at the start of the season we had a new group. We'd lost a lot of our regulars in the team, and we lost them late because we didn't know most of that till after the playoff final, which was late June. Most teams were starting back early July, and we had to make some quick decisions, and some have come off and some not so much, and we didn't have. It wasn't as though we went into the season with a group of players that knew our principles, that knew our philosophy, that knew our tactics, that knew our relentlessness, that knew our energy, team energy that we needed to put in, and so that had to grow. And we're at a stage now where every single one in the squad, basically other than maybe one or two, has been here long enough now
so that you've got enough players that understand your game, so that when one or two come in, they can come into line pretty quick. So that's why I think it's going okay now. We've had a bit more time with this group.
Because it's not just the terms of results, isn't it? 19 points from the last 9 games is fantastic by anyone's measure, but it does look like in recent weeks we're actually seeing your DNA and the Torquay DNA actually coming out on the pitch.
Yeah, that's really important to us, because it shows they're playing our game, and then our game has got to get results, otherwise people lose belief in it. And then you need that normal bit of luck that you need to get on occasions where you hit the post and it comes out, and they hit the post and it goes in. That's bad luck, and on the reverse of that is good luck. So sometimes that plays a little bit of a part, but I can see the team spirit, the team energy, and our defensive unit and our attacking unit now looks like how I want it to look, and that's important.
The National League, though, continues to throw surprises, and that's illustrated probably no better than a team like Grimsby, who beat Notts County away on Saturday and then 3 days later draw at home to Kings Lynn. So Dover, we obviously know from our home game where it took a last-minute goal from Eli Little, they're going to be a tough nut to crack. They've got nothing to lose. Not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination, is it?
I think they've changed their tactics a little bit, in as much as that when they sort of realised that they wasn't getting results necessarily, trying to go out and win a game 2-0, 3-0. And the last few weeks, now that might change again against us, we'll have to wait and see, that they've been more compact. They've defended very well and defended deep, and hope to catch teams on the break. Now the last 3 games they've won one against Eastleigh and lost 2, one last minute to Stockport and another one by the odd goal. So Andy Essenthalers, he'll always get his team competing, always. That's his nature, that's what he does, and so his team will go to the nth degree to not lose a game, and that's what they've been doing, and a lot of their defeats have been by the odd goal, but recently they've just looked a little bit more compact in their defensive way of playing, and hoping to get teams on the break. So you're going to have to break them down when you need to, if they play the same as they've done over the last 3 games.
And finally, Gaffer, you did touch upon what a marvellous inspirational force the Yellow Army was at Plainmoor against Wrexham on Saturday, and obviously any that are able to make the arduous trip to Dover on Saturday, we very much appreciate the backing that they always give the players.
Well, when other managers, like the Wrexham manager, mentions your support that you've got, I didn't know whether that was in a good way or a bad way, but he said about our support and mentioned it, and other managers have mentioned it. I mention it all the time because I know how important it is, and they just keep coming up trumps. When it's a two-way thing. We've got to be, the supporters have got to be seeing our boys put in an effort and an energy, and of course they're still going to be upset if they misplace a pass or miss a chance, but they give us, that's only quickly, because that's just natural. I was doing that on the line myself, but then when they realise that this could be going in our favour, or the lads need a little bit of it, that's when I've always said our supporters know football, and they know when to raise the bar, as it were, and they certainly did that very, very well. That's probably the chairman of the Supporters Association saying thanks. But no, we love them, and they're very much a part of our psyche.
Well, thank you for joining us, and the best luck for Saturday.
Appreciate it. Thank you.